Hey, hi, hello, my friends. It's Christy with 4am Junk Journals. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Just welcome. We are going to be working, we're going to be doing an Investigate with Me today. So, the premise behind Investigate with Me's is that we work in my casebook. Well, I work in my casebook while we talk through the case. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I work in my casebook and we talk about kind of what's going on in the case. Now, you guys, if you've been around, you are very familiar probably with my casebook, which I absolutely adore. It's beautiful. I love it. But when I was thinking about doing this video tonight, guys, I could not get motivated. I was not feeling it. So I did something crazy. We're going to set her to the side. Years ago, when I first started the On the Case challenge, I found this at the thrift shop. Okay, it's just let me make sure we're in frame. Okay, it's just a little bitty diary. I thought the cover was cool, and there have been some pages torn out, so the spine might be a little bit weak, but all in all, I just thought it was a cool little book, and I was going to use it somehow in the On the Case challenge, but I didn't know how. So what I decided was I wanted to do a supplemental casebook, meaning I wanted to do something different. And so I created some pretty wild little images. I think I made them too big though. I measured, but I think I got my measurements wrong. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to play with this casebook. I'm not going to be on the section of the case that we're talking about at all. Because I'm starting from the beginning. But I thought I would play around in this casebook while we talk through the case. And so I hope that I hope that you're good with that. I need something that is not, I just needed something different today. So I created some really crazy images and, whoop, and I'm losing them as we speak. And I'm just going to try and have a little bit of, oh, I also found a bunch of like these things, Polaroid things, that I had in my stash that I might use. So anyway, so while I am looking for what I need here, let's talk. Because guys, there is a lot of weird stuff going on, and I'm very curious what you're thinking. Um, so First of all, we have the Claire situation, right? So we know that Claire Donnelly's, this was actually her second person at a school, her second instructor at a school that she has found dead. Interestingly, in both cases, it was because the person was due at some sort of event that they did not show up for. The last time was at a junior academy. Why can't I think of the name of the academy all of a sudden? This is ridiculous. Stonyvale Junior Academy in Stonyvale, Michigan. And the victim in question was her fiance. So, and he was an 8th grade science teacher. His name was Silas Carlisle. He was an 8th grade science teacher. And so she found him dead, right? And then for a long time, or well, not for a long time, for a few months, she was kind of the number one suspect. Then they found out who really did it. She was completely exonerated, and she got the job at Blackwood. Now, her employer at Stonyvale, was very glad that she got the job and, was hoping that she would get a fresh start. And she really seemed to like her, and she felt genuinely bad about what had happened to her. So there was that. Then we've got Headmistress Whitmore's collapse. Out of nowhere, she collapsed. She went into the hospital. She's in pretty critical condition. We're not, I don't know if it's critical, but she's bad enough that they can't say for sure, that she's going to recover or when she's going to recover, any of that, right? So that's weird. And it said that the detectives had been there earlier in the day asking questions. We don't know that that has any connection whatsoever to her collapse, but it's just kind of strange. And then the really big news, right? So, what the heck? So, we know that B found like this news article, right? And she thought that the person in the news article looked a little bit like Professor Hammond. And so she clipped the news article. She brought it to Professor Hammond's office, left it with a note just going, "Hey, I thought this kind of looked like you. Ha 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 ha," right? Thought you'd get a laugh out of it. Seemingly completely harmless, whatever. Doesn't appear to have anything at all to do with the case, honestly. However, then we get from, this needs to be cut down and I can't see. Then from Marcus Vale, or not Marcus, Herman Vale, we get that he went into the office, saw the note in the article, recognized the article, saw some clear danger to Dr. Hammond, who is his friend, left a note telling her to be careful, and left the office. Now, when he left the office, the note was in, whatever, pristine, or the article and note were in, pristine condition, or however you want to phrase that. I mean, it was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. It was just like it was when B left it there, supposedly. However, we know that by the time police arrive on the scene, this note is partially, or this article and note are partially shredded, right? So, and then he begins to, and then we see the footage, the security cam footage outside of Dr. Hammond's office, where we see Marcus out there. Or not Marcus. Why do I keep calling him Marcus? Herman out there, just kind of watching her office or whatever, which was kind of weird. But apparently it was, according to him, he had shown up and seen B leaving the office. And so then he went in. So presumably the time he spent looking at the door, or what, I don't know exactly. I'm assuming that was the time when he had seen B in the office. Although I think that he said he saw B leaving the office, so I'm not entirely clear on that either. Okay. And so he begins to tell us this story when we talk to him about the note, or not about the note, because we didn't find the note. Okay, so the note that he said he left that said be careful. It wasn't there when the police showed up. Only the partially shredded article with B's note was apparently there. Which again is kind of interesting. So this is P. Ashcroft. And I had a really fun time with this, by the way. In case you were wondering, I was having a good time. What was I saying? I have no idea. Honestly, I don't. Um, oh, so when we talked to him about it and we told him, hey, we saw the video footage, you're outside the office, and that was it. Was something. Oh, because the article. Okay, so they found out the article. They found the connection to Cross Point Legal Advocacy Center through that article, and then they went and looked that up, and they found out that this was a place that was shut down or whatever. Anyway, so however it came to happen, because I don't want to say something that I shouldn't say, because I have to be very careful what I say. Anyway, so it was like, you know what? I think I might have. So I printed this one way too big, but I think I might use it behind there. So being very carefully, being very careful not to say something I shouldn't. um, Questioned him, and he said that he's a historian and he studies these sorts of things anyway. It's part of his interest, right? Is these historical cases. And he says that years ago he found this same article, recognized the woman in the picture as Dr. Hammond. And it was Vivian Cross, but he recognized her as Dr. Hammond. And says he never talked to her about it. She never admitted it. He never questioned her. At some point, they just both came to understand that he knew, right? This was his story. So basically, what he was saying is that Vivian Cross, who was the woman in the news article, was Vanessa Hammond. I did not cut that large enough. Look at that mess. Shoot. It's okay. We're going to make it work. He's saying that she was Vivian Cross. And so the story goes that sorry, I apparently can't glue and think and speak all of it. It's too much. Okay, so the story goes that Vivian was I don't know what, like, what do you call it? I don't know that I want to do that. I'm going to put her right there and do something else right there. She was like the why are words escaping me? She was in charge of the foundation. How's that? And so she was an attorney and a legal advocate. And the whole purpose of Cross Point Legal Advocacy Center or facility or foundation was that they helped people who they believed were A, wrongly convicted, or B, got an unjust sentence. And they tried to help overturn those sentences or obtain the release of the individual in question. And so they were for years, working on a very high-profile case for a man named Benjamin Lyons. After 8 years, they did manage to get him released. And within a month of his release, he walked into the Iron Falls Mall with an explosive device, detonated it, and killed hundreds of people in the mall, including himself. So, this is, needless to say, an extremely horrifying, controversial, troubling situation. And lots of people held it against Vivian. But shortly thereafter, Cross Point Legal Advocacy Center shut its doors forever, and Vivian disappeared. Now, the way that they are telling this, the way that Herman's telling the story makes it appear that Vivian disappeared and created a new identity for herself and came to work at Blackwood as Professor Vanessa Hammond. He says that, Vanessa didn't talk about it. Anytime the subject of Cross Point or the mall bombing came up, she would change the subject or whatever. He said all of these things kind of taken alone didn't seem like much, but when you put them all together, it became obvious or whatever that there was something to it. So this is interesting to me, right? This is interesting to me for a lot of reasons, but the main thing I want to ask is, if this is the case, if this is the catalyst or whatever of the murder, then who had the knowledge of who she was, and who did it affect enough? Who had stakes high enough to make them want to kill her? Or, honestly, did it have nothing at all to do with it? Maybe it's just a coincidence or a red herring, or, maybe maybe the mall thing had absolutely nothing to do with it. Maybe whether she was or was not Vivian Cross has nothing to do with it. And they're not saying that the images were identical to her. So maybe it's just somebody who kind of looks like her. And obviously the one person who would know definitively can't tell us now because she's dead. So, I don't know, guys. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts on this? Does it change the way you're looking at the case? Do you think that the mall bombing had anything at all to do with Professor Hammond's murder? Do you think that she was Vivian Cross? And what are your thoughts about this Benjamin Lyons character? I don't know. I just don't know. I am feeling like there are more and more unanswered questions all the time. However, I will say that where Claire's concerned, I've had my doubts about her from the beginning, but when you look at what she's been through, I can see that 6 minutes now. Like, I can see where she would get totally flustered and all of that by walking into yet another murder scene. And I can see how that 6 minutes could happen now. At first, I couldn't. Well, I mean, I could, but it just seemed very far-fetched. But now I can actually see it. I mean, I think that it would be normal in a situation like that to freeze up. I don't know. Just my thoughts. What do y'all think? Does it change the way you're looking at her? And what do you think about the other characters we've met? Okay, so we know that there are other people who had access to Dr. Hammond's office. Did they see the note? Did they suspect something about Dr. Hammond? Like, what's the deal with that? And was Headmistress Whitmore's collapse just a coincidence? Or was there something more to that as well? I don't know. And I guess I'm really curious, like, what do you think about this foundation? Because would it feel to you like if she, just saying she was Vivian Cross, would you feel like she was responsible for what Benjamin Lyons did since she worked to get his release? Do you think that she bears a responsibility there? And to be teaching ethics after a situation like that, if it was her, wouldn't that seem a little bit, I don't know, bold? A little bit ballsy to be doing that? I don't know. What do y'all think? Which could be interesting when you think about it, because does that mean that, assuming she was Vivian Cross, that she not only made a new life for herself, but made it in a way that was kind of a slap in the face to all of those people who lost their lives or lost their loved ones? Because she didn't just say, I'm changing who I am, but she actually said, I'm going to teach people right and wrong. Assuming, again, that that is actually Vanessa Hammond / Vivian Cross are the same people. I can't decide if I like this, if this needs more trimming or not. I kind of want to stop because I don't want to mess it up, but also not in love with all this white. And what do you guys think? Do you think that we're getting close to the solution? I mean, do you think that we're almost there? If you at this moment were to pick someone that you thought murdered Professor Hammond, who would that be? Or significantly, if you were to pick someone that you thought absolutely was not involved, who would that be? Or maybe go with, if you were to pick a motive at this point, what would it be? Is there anybody that you feel like can be definitively ruled out at this point? And are there people that you're considering to be absolute suspects and no longer persons of interest. I have to know all the things, guys. You have to tell me. You have to tell me what you're thinking. I would love to read your theories or hear your theories or whatever. Tell me where you're at. Okay. And before we go, this is going to be a relatively short video, I think. I don't think I've been recording very long. I'm not going to look. But before we go, I wanted to tell you guys about a few things. One is, as we are now in the 7th, almost in the 8th week of the case, we have been looking forward to other cases for the junk journal detectives. And there is a case that will start mid-September that is already well in the works. But some things are going to change about the cases. For one thing, I will tell you up front that going forward, cases will be exactly 6 weeks long. I'm going to plan and record them that way. They will last 6 weeks. This is going to allow us to, everybody will kind of know what to expect as far as the timeline goes. And I'm not liking that smoke. I'm taking that off. Anyway, yeah, everybody will kind of know what to expect. And it will prevent burnout. So I think that one problem I've had in the past, not so much with this case, because this case, well, so much of this work was done beforehand that it's made it a little bit easier. The thing that's made it a little tougher is that I didn't have the secrets done ahead of time, which I will have in future cases. Oh, so that's what I was going to tell you. So there will be exactly 6 weeks of the case, and there will be exactly 4 secrets packs released. So you know what to expect. You know how many there will be. You know, it gives you a little bit of upfront information so that you can plan accordingly. Again, it will always be that you do not have to purchase anything. You do not have to have the secrets or the digital pack, which I will continue to offer. I am going to go ahead and glue her down, and then I'm going to come in afterwards and I'll glue her down, and then I will come in afterwards and add some ink to kind of conceal some of the white that's left. Because I'm going to have to get up and find my ink pad that I want, because the ones I've got sitting here on my desk are the wrong color, of course. Okay, so as I was saying, 6 weeks of investigation, 4 weeks, or I'm sorry, 4 secrets packs. There will be a digital collection, and all of those are completely optional purchases, right? You do not have to have them. There are some other things I'm working on that I'm hoping will be in place before we start our next case. But just know that these things are decisions that I've made that I think are going to seriously improve the experience. Everything will be ready for you by the middle of September. As I said, it's going to run 6 weeks, which is going to have us concluding right around Halloween. And I don't know when I suspect that the case after that will be the beginning of December is my expectation. But all of that is looking way far ahead. We're not really there, to be interested in that part yet. But I did want to let you know about the next case because, as I said, I think that at 7 weeks we may be getting close to concluding this one, and that's why I have started looking forward at our other case opportunities. I have found, I think, what is going to be a doozy for you. Found/created. What I believe is going to. I try to stay in the game world and say found, but you guys understand what I'm saying, right? Anyway, yeah. So I am loving this. I know it's silly. It's ooh, whoever had this before I found it at the thrift shop drew a little picture. I know it's a little silly, but I love exaggerated art and I think it's so fun. Okay, guys. I know you didn't get to see much. I am going to keep working on it and I will be uploading pictures. I'm also going to work on my actual casebook and upload pictures of it. I just couldn't today. I just couldn't. I could not get myself to do it. So, but this one's fun. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Oh, let me show you. Let me show you our victim. So, this is Vanessa Hammond. And I've got this image and I've got this image and then I've got her lying on the floor. I don't know why I printed two copies. This one has a background, this one doesn't. But I thought what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this into a pocket. So I think like I will maybe like maybe this one. Okay, so let me really quickly, just while I have you here, I know I keep saying I'm going to let you go, and I will completely understand if you don't stick around, but if you want to stick around, I just want to do one more thing before I let you go. So what questions do you guys have about this Benjamin Lyons situation? Anything? Is there anything that like is really bugging you, stands out to you, whatever? I want to leave pages open for notes because this is where I want to like write about the crime or the crime scene or whatever. So I want to leave pages open for notes, but also I want to um decorate pages as well. So the way I'm going to do this supplemental book is instead of doing like I did in my other casebook where it's separated by like pieces, so I've got like the suspects and the interviews and all that. I'm doing this by weeks. So this will have like what I'm working on right now will be week 1, right? And let's separate it out that way. I know the glue is still really wet on here, and I should not cut this with my scissors. I just had to clean my scissors today, guys. Got out the alcohol and cleaned them because they were all so gummed up with glue that they were not wanting to cut. So what am I doing? I'm gumming them up with glue again because I'm a moron. Just kidding. Because I am a crafty rebel. How's that one? Okay. Do you guys do this? Do you censor yourself because you're like, you say something and then you think, wait, was that something that people might think is inappropriate? Like, I don't always know what's politically correct and what isn't. Do I put that on there? I don't think so. So I'm always censoring myself and then thinking afterwards, maybe I should go back and cut that out of the video. Maybe I should go back and cut that out of the video. And if I spent as much time cutting stuff out of the video as I do thinking I probably should, it's just that I don't know. And so I don't know if a thing is problematic. And by the time someone told me if it was, I probably would have lost a bunch of people. So I don't know. It makes me nervous. Does it make you guys nervous? What do you think? Okay. So this, I think I'll leave that. Oh, no, that's the top, so I don't think I'll leave that. I'm going to cut that off. I should have left a part of it so that I could have backed this, which I will back it on something else. Wonder if I can do that. This is just an index card, but I think that I can back it on the index card and it will be fine. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the glue on the index card because the index card is smaller. And then I'll do this. I've got a lot of really cool images, guys, and I'm going to try to record some more videos of me working in this one as well, just because I did create some really fun images that, I can't guarantee anything because right now my life is kind of not my own. My mom is not well, and I'm not spending nearly as much time with her as I should. And then there's just a lot going on that I can't really get into, um, but yeah, all that to say that I will do my best, but I don't make any guarantees about what I'll be able to accomplish, right? As far as additional videos go. And in spite of the fact that I've been late a few times on videos and sending out the Blackwood, the Secrets of Blackwood and all of that, I feel like this case has gone pretty smoothly in comparison with some of our older ones. So I don't want to make promises I can't keep because I'm just trying to keep things going well, you know? So now we have her collapsed on the floor, and I thought I would put it here as a pocket. I think I might cut this down. It's going to make this page shorter than this page. But do I need them all to be the same width? It's either that or I'll run some washi. And I was trying to think if I had any washi over here that got this. This is like crime scene washi, I think. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's construction zone washi. Hell, I don't know. I think, though, that we could use it. Right along here. Like that. What do you think? And that's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. It won't do it. Okay. Come on, thing. All right. And then we can put this right here. And I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. I sound like my sister when I do that. Anyway. That's it, guys. I'm done. I'm going to let you go. I promise. I've been meaning to let you go. And I've just kept rattling and kept you here. And so thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. Guys, let me know what's going on in your thoughts and what your feelings are about this case. Let me know. I want to hear. Tell me all the things. I will talk with all of you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.